And we're live. What's up, everybody? How you like that intro logo? Wizards of the Coach. Huh? What is up? What is up? Oh man, I was so busy I didn't even reset all of my stream stuff. That's crazy. So this is gonna be a little different stream tonight, guys. It's gonna be a little bit different stream. Instead of your usual Q&A stream, this is gonna be a campaign builder. I'm going to literally build the campaign that I just started last week. I have purposely done nothing. I'm typing in some code so I can access my freaking stuff here. I literally just had session 0. I've purposely been doing YouTube stuff, Patreon stuff, Kickstarter stuff, and I have not done anything because I wanted to wait till I had this here with you guys so you all can kind of be on the literal same page as me for what we're doing here. And I haven't even reset all the goals and stuff. So reset, done, reset, save. I don't know if that's going to be live now. Is it? We'll see. I don't know. But wait, it should. Why is it not? Preview? Save. Update? I don't know. Oh, and then I got to update the boss. See, this is what happens when I just jumped in. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Oh, wait. Oops. There we go. Reset. Okay. Now let's see if this actually goes live on the thing. Okay, that did, but the other thing didn't. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, that is, oh, that's why. Reset goal. Yes. Save changes. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, you can see all of the stuff if you are here early or if you're here not live. As soon as I switch to the screen that looks like this, you know I'm starting, right? So for if you're in the future, you can like kind of look through and fast forward to that spot. So now that everything's ready, now I should have left my Wizards of the Coach thing up. Now the chat's here. All right, cool. Who we got? No Fun Alloud's here. Jacob Lohair, of course. Steven. Blue Comet. Bing, bing, bing. Grant Allen. There is no... Oh, yeah. Admiral, there is no hashtag question tonight. So just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Paradox Guy already asked the question, though, so I might as well answer it before I said that. Session 0, goal of Session 0 is... get everybody on the same page, make sure everybody's good, especially new players. I have a checklist I'll show you guys that I went through. Everything you are about to see here is what I created and what we created as a group in Session 0. I told them and I opened the whole thing up. I was like, guys, right now is y'all's creative time to act on the world. If you want to, whatever you say, it's kind of possible or could be possible, or you could literally tell me where you like what the city nation you came from is like, what happens here, what was this, what was like. There's so much options for the players in Session 0 to try and empower them to create as much as they want to, and then after that, once Session 1 starts, the game changes a little bit. So of course you can always expand on your backstories and other things, you know, as you play and figure out stuff, but yeah, so that's how that works. Time for another stream. Let's go. Did we hit the Session 0 stretch goal? John Brady, not yet. It is, I think, the next one. After I think there's one more stretch goal at 130, and then at 140, I think is that. And if not that, it's 160 is the stretch goal for that. So yeah, Kickstarter's been going crazy, guys. Holy crap, right? Isn't that nuts? So, all right, now here we go. The Session 0 was had. I have 4 players. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So the last thing I'll say for the stream wise is I want this stream to be useful for people in the future or seeing thought processes of how you create a campaign. I've done a whole video on how to take their characters' backstories and create a campaign from it. And this is me doing it live. I have purposely not prepared anything, which is kind of nerve-wracking to do it live in front of people, because normally I'm just like doing my thing. So yeah, I've specifically told my players not to watch yet. So cross your fingers on that. And thanks to Austin Flowers. Congrats, appreciate it. So let's see if I can stay focused. what I did my first campaign ever was I had a story. I had a certain story I wanted to tell. I had this big, huge, overarching plot line with like gods or powerful people posing as gods that were related to there's all this kind of interweaving craziness, right? And then I found out how I could plug my players into the big huge thing that I had, you know, written up, right? And then it was, you know, they took it from there and told a much different story than I thought it was going to be, of course. By no means a railroad. It was very much sandbox. I had the world was happening with the pieces at play, but my goodness, the whole crazy story happened. This though is the opposite of that. This is me coming to the table, and one of the players asked, what's like, who's the big bad guy? Like, what's going on? And I was like, I have no idea. I haven't figured that out yet. You haven't necessarily, I was going to say you haven't told me yet, because by no means would it be like they say, the boss is a red dragon. Okay, cool. Nope. Nope. So yeah. Anyway, so that is the concept. Is I want to see where their backstories are from. I want to see what the world's like. I want to see what kind of things are going on, what's there, and then create from that, which is based from scratch off of what they're doing, which is a little bit more intimidating of a way to do it, but here we go. So, we're diving in. Oh, and the last thing as far as the stream thing goes is I am going to try my best to stick with chat, and kind of if I have a section comes up where I hit a roadblock, if I hit like what do y'all think about this? I'm going to ask that question, and then I'm going to keep going, and then I'm going to check chat because it's a little bit delayed, and I'll give y'all some time to like type it in there and stuff. So if I ask for brainstorm stuff, of course, I'm going to go to the chat and kind of see what y'all are thinking, and y'all can kind of help me build this world. That should be kind of cool because y'all will be a part of it in some way. And normally I do a Q&A with answer questions, and then people can super chat to jump the line, and I'll answer the super chat questions. So in this stream, super chats, if you have a question and I can answer it without it interrupting kind of the flow of things going on too much, then cool. If you, a lot of people just super chat and then don't say anything, and that's always cool too. But if you want to try and add something into the world and you want to make sure that I see it to try and like dive it in there, go for it, and I will for sure see those, stop and see what's going on. But I'm gonna disclaimer, it's not guaranteed to go in. I know some streamers are like, Eric, just super chat, then I'll put it in my game. I'm not that crazy. I gotta have some creative control over my world here. So I will definitely see it and maybe put some version of that in there. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, here we go. Oh my god. Speaking of super chat, Scatterbug with the $10.01 super chat. Sorry for being late. Hey, you're not chained to your desk making Kickstarter art anymore. So awesome. All right, and with that, may buckle up for this one. I gotta get some water, hydrate. Gotta stay hydrated. And here we go. Boom. So this is Nations at War. I have no idea what I'm titling the campaign. Right now I'm titling it that, so that's just a working title. Also, by the way, this is Notion, so there's that. Is my icon, or is my Dungeon Coach logo covering my face? Is that happening right now? I don't know. Let me know if y'all can see me okay. So anyway, so this is Notion. It's going to be Notions of War. Brain cell, that's pretty awesome. So this is, I am new to Notion. I normally am a paper DM, so I am expanding myself out to digital because I am going to have some sort of resources that I'm giving my patrons of full access to this thing as it grows and continues. That's a whole nother story. And I look fine. Okay, appreciate it. Cool. But so there's a couple of things that might be a little clunky with here, but here we go. So in session 0 right here, this is some of the checklist stuff I had. Obviously it kind of got derailed and I've deleted things from there since, right? And I didn't have the rest of the players in here, so you'll see me actually build stuff for the players, so that's cool. But Notion's pretty sweet, so I can actually grab this in here, take it to the characters section, and drop it in here. So boom. And then this person is Clara. Sasha's character is Clara. And then Odin is actually Storm. All right, cool. That kind of fits. All right, cool. So you can see some other things I have here, and I was obviously building it as we were going, but then yeah, so these two people are not in there yet. So, and with everything else going on, didn't have time to come in here and do it. So y'all can see that here too. But I'm gonna probably do some of these things like cleaning up what's going on here once I get y'all some sort of brainstorm stuff to show y'all the big picture. So session 0, I made sure they got their name, classes, backgrounds, backstory questions. That's done. We picked our miniatures, point by feet system. We went through and they built all their characters. I explained the new magic system we're using for this campaign. That's a whole nother story. I asked each of them to build a nation. So the overarching thing, here we go. We're diving in now. The overarching thing to this campaign is nations at war. There are multiple different factions and nations that are vying for power in some way over something, and that's kind of the vibe. It's not like, oh, those dragons taking over the kingdom, or oh, it's much more, kingdoms at war is the kind of the vibe I'm going for here, and that's the kind of what everybody wanted to play in. So I was like, okay. I asked each of the players to make your own nation, right? If you didn't have to, but I just asked them to build your own nation. One player built a nation, cool. 2 players didn't have one. They couldn't really come up with one. They just like, I don't know. Yeah. And then 1 player had 3. So cool, made up for the other 2. And then they had nations, and then I'm going to have nations that I want to put in there, but I wanted to give them a chance to help invest and build the world and all that kind of stuff, okay? I see Aaron asking, are you going to stream this campaign? In the future, I hope to, but I don't have the means or capabilities to do that yet. It would be literally a tripod on a stick and not something I'm I'm capable of doing yet. But once I can do this full time and I can get some cameras and get some other things set up and actually not be in the middle of a kitchen and other things, yeah, that would that would be something I want to do. But anyway, so I had them build nations, and then there's some sidekicks. They're going to be part of an army. All of their part of their session 0 was that they are going to be in the same they're all in the militia of some capacity. So in their nation that they're from, they are all from the same army or whatever type of thing you want to call it, platoon, militia, I don't know. I am not I don't know army vocabulary, so correct me where I'm wrong, and I actually might polish it off and make it sound appropriate. And I know there's a lot of you guys that have served, so props to you guys, respect, and I will try and fix it up here. But that's the one thing. Here's a little bonus thing right here. How do you make them feel like they're in a campaign that is like that? How do you make them feel like they're in a war campaign? Nations at war. So I made sure they could see the different stuff going on. We talked about different things about nations clashing and stuff. Be a part of an army with a huge, massive group. So we made a whole bunch of NPCs. We had a whole. I said, y'all can make people. Tell me their name, a personality trait, what kind of weapon they use. Give it or something weird about them. I think that was the 4th thing, and that's it. Like, give me actually it was name and race, what type of weapon mechanically they would use just in general, or if they wanted to say a class or something that they would be like, I get that class of that, cool. And then personality, like how they kind of are, and then something weird about them, like some sort of quirk, right? And which is what I do for NPCs. And so if they wanted to make as many of them as they wanted to, and they made a whole bunch, so it's cool to see them. And now I'm going to play them, and they're actually going to have a chance to take them and bring them into their party and have little sidekicks and stuff. I'm going to do a whole sidekick thing. So that was sidekicks. Then I asked them to brainstorm quest hooks, like what kind of things are going on, what kind of things are cool. I asked them the question, I think this is the best way to phrase it, is what have you not done in Dungeons and Dragons that you would like to do? Or what would be some cool things that you have heard of higher up? Because y'all are just level 1 lowby platoon people. Y'all aren't in the middle here. Let me switch back to this. Sorry. Y'all are lowby little platoon people. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all don't get the cool missions. Y'all basically get the grunt missions. They're like, escort this here. All right, come back. Nothing happened. What cool things have you heard around the camp that people are going out and doing? What problems are out there? And they could just brainstorm. I was just like collecting things, see what kind of get a pulse check on the types of stuff that they're interested in. And so we did that. And then I asked them for rumors, right? I asked them for rumors of like what kind of things are going on that might be true. And I asked each player to come up with 2 rumors, and I was going to take them, and maybe they're true, maybe they're not. I don't know. And I added in my own rumors, and we're starting off session 1 going over the tone of the world, right? And I'm going to talk about the rumors and say them. So there's all that. And then these are some of the other traits from what was left over. I grabbed, oh, sorry, there we go, switch back to it. I grabbed a bunch of these and I deleted them. So as I was going, I was like grabbing and deleting as I was putting them into the sections over here. So this is the ones that didn't make it yet. So there we go. In fact, I'll go ahead and grab them and put them over here. So boom, I'm going to grab them to the NPCs. There's all the NPCs. I'll put them down here. So at least they're there. Okay, cool. So the session 0 thing is now done, right? So this is now done. So world building. Now, first of all, let me check in the chat. Let me check in the chat real quick. Your monster dark mode. Okay, fine. I thought that I always go, wait, it's not on this part. It's over here in settings, and then you go to appearance, and then you go to dark. There we go. Okay, is that better? I switched. I'm always in dark mode. I switched to not dark mode for the stream. Does this look better? Dark mode is needed? Okay, cool. Blind mode. Okay, cool. This is good. This is good to know. Paradox, I like to see how you build your world. That's what we're doing right now, baby. Let's go. Even a tripod on a stick, I'll gladly watch. Yeah, it's about, see, I don't know about that. I see what you're saying, but there's just a certain level that I like hold myself to that I would like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Notion's awesome. I see a lot of you guys talking about that. Yeah, I can see again. Better. Yes, much better. Okay, cool. Bang. Here we go. All right. So here's the things that you need to know. We'll start with the characters, right? We'll start with the players here. And I'll give you all a little rundown so I can set the stage, because I'm going to be going for the chat here in a second. Once I get, and I'll start building out Clara, I'll go to the chat, and I'll build out Odin, I'll go to the chat. So here's the players. You have Darius Crowley, who is dark skin, yellow eyes, white hair. It's going to be a homebrew race. It's not a human, but it pretty much looks like a human, but has odd characteristics. And it is a race that has a little bit of a magical twist to it, kind of like elves would have in that same vein. Nothing like crazy magical, like or anything super exotic like a tiefling or dragonborn or orc or something like that, half orc. But some sort of race that is a little bit different and has a little bit of tweaks to it. But that's it right there. That's all they want. We did point by feat system as far as the race goes. So it's really open for what exactly he is, right? This is Notion. Yes, GM Jojo. This is also a secret. So the players don't know this. The players think he's a wizard, but he's actually a warlock. He is a warlock. He's going to be doing Pact of the Tome. And he is actually, no, charisma is a spellcasting modifier. He's using the druid spell list. So for my players, anytime you're a caster, you get to choose what your spellcasting modifier is, charisma, intelligence, or wisdom, and you get to choose what your spell list is from whatever's class. So he's a warlock who did choose charisma, because everybody else in the group had low charisma, and he went with charisma, and he's going to be a talky person. And he's also going to be the general or the leader of the platoon or whatever. So there's that for charisma. He's going to have the druid spell list, and yeah, boom. So his backstory is he was going back and forth about how he came upon this book, because he's going to cast the book. He's going to cast spells like a wizard. He functionally casts spells like a wizard. He needs the book. He channels the book for all this kind of stuff. But there's a warlock vibe there too, which I'm going to have a lot of freedom to see what kind of patrony type thing I want to do, because the overall theme is nature. He wants to be a nature caster, and the patron is going to be some sort of nature entity, whether it's like a forest type nature entity or a fae type entity. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards nature, and like literally like nature itself in some sort of capacity, because I'm not thinking that there's going to be a lot of planes involved with this, although I love the planes of existence. I don't think I'm going to be using planes here. I would probably reflavor the Feywild plane to be some sort of nature plane. And there's actually something I just thought of just now is nature plane amnesia Feywild. So I'm going over here real quick. My brain just caught onto something. Twist rumors. I'm going down here, and I'm going to go heading 1. Sparks. I'm just going to call this Sparks. This is my brain's firing up real quick here. Feywild. Memory loss causing amnesia. Okay, cool. I said Feywild, even though I just said I'm not going to probably call it the Feywild, because I don't want it to be about fairies and fae and all that kind of fantastical stuff. It's going to be about nature, but there's going to be something having to do with memory when you go into and out of this this nature plane, maybe, I don't know. So that's something interesting there, because a lot of this, you'll see some other stuff that's all swirling around here. So let me finish Darius and I'll check back in the chat. He has some sort of amnesia situation. He's from the desert nation, but there's actually not a desert nation. It's a rumor thing. So, okay, maybe I should start with the nations. Anyway, one of the rumors is there's lots of different nations. There's a grassland nation, there's a coastal nation, there's a mountain nation, there's all these different nations at war, right? There is rumored to be, this was one of the rumors, one of the players, I said, like, all right, what are some rumors? They're like, what if there's like some sort of desert nation that no one really has been to? I was like, actually, that's a rumor, you know? Is there even a desert nation? No one can get there. Every time you try and navigate through the sand dunes, you get lost and you appear back where you ended up. It's almost like some sort of weird labyrinth type situation that it constantly shifts and moves you all around, right? So it's like, it's really hard to navigate. No one's actually ever been to this supposed desert nation, right? So he is a desert person, right? And that's kind of trying to connect the other race to where he's from. Maybe he's some certain race that tends to be out towards the desert. Maybe that's why his skin is a little bit darker. Yellow eyes, maybe the yellow eyes help him navigate through the sandstorms and stuff. And then white hair, just because white hair is cool. So there's the desert. And I'm trying to think about tying the desert to his race, but there's open stuff right there. And then cool. Backstory, he actually gave me a pretty solid backstory, but basically the backstory is after he had amnesia with two other people that were in the desert. They tried to navigate through the desert, didn't work out. They went over to the Grass Nation, which I guess maybe I should start off with the nations here. But the Grass Nation is the largest, most central nation of all of the nations, and it's the grasslands. It makes sense. If you think about the map, I haven't drawn the map out yet, but they're going to be in the dead middle of it. And their main export is cattle and livestock and grains and lots of stuff. They have the largest military. They have the largest cavalry to their military because it makes sense because their exports cattle. And this is the big main, the big strongest kingdom of all of the nations, right? So he left to go to the Grasslands Nation. He's there in the Grasslands Nation, and he joins a Thieves Guild there. And in one of the things for the Thieves Guild mission, he stumbles across this green book, this green mage tome. I think it's called, yeah, green mage tome here. And when he finds the green mage tome, he opens it, and that's when he gets a pact with this entity of some kind, and only he can cast spells from it. We'll get into why. Here's some thoughts here. Here's my first little brainstorm to the chat here, and then I'm going to get updated with chat, and then I'm going to tell you all about the nations, and then we're going to get into the other characters here, and then we're going to keep building it up from here. So here's my questions. I'm asking myself this, right? So he has a green mage tome, and he has a pact with something, right? Only he can cast the nature spells. Nature spells in this world are very rare. Arcane spells are more prevalent, and certain magic is also, it's semi-low magic campaign. Magic exists, but it's very rare and usually feared. So it's either regulated into the army or squashed out by the army, right? But this nature magic is a little bit weird. It's a little bit different because, and this is a kind of a thing I just thought of today, it was in my head. I wasn't trying to plan it out. I wasn't sitting down doing this, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. The Forest Nation is a long dead nation. The Forest Nation has fallen centuries ago or hundreds of years ago. The Forest Nation fell and is in ruins and is lost in the forest. And there's some sort of Bermuda Triangle thing going on with the forest now. Maybe that's what maybe that's what's happening in the desert location. Maybe the Desert Kingdom was the first one to have some sort of thing happen, and then now it's lost and gone forever. And then the Forest Nation, I just got chills. And then the Forest Nation had something happen to it. Now it's lost and gone forever. So maybe there's some sort of entity or some sort of thing happening that is going around to each of these nations one by one and erasing them from existence. And interesting. So there's a thought. Okay, cool. In general, that the magic of nature and everything, and that realm of that section of magic, it kind of died with them, and it has a little bit different rules, and it works a little bit differently. So I don't know what those rules are, and I don't know how exactly it works differently, but I know it's different than arcane. I am also separating schools of magic. Well, types of magic, I guess. I'm still going to have the 8 schools of magic, but the types of magic are going to be nature, arcane, celestial, and fiendish or undead. So there's going to be four different realms of magic, right? Are going to be those four, and arcane's going to be the most prevalent. Nature's super rare. Celestial and evil, I guess you want to call it, are very rare as well. So I don't know. I haven't thought of nothing for this, but nature's going to be just a little bit different. So what my thoughts are, and then I'm going to look at the chat, is why can he only cast the spells? Why is this green mage tome? How come if he's in the army? Because these are the type of questions I have to answer myself as a dungeon master. Is he has this green mage tome? Oh, I didn't say this last part. He's in the Grasslands Nation, right? And then he steals this green mage tome from the army of the Grasslands Nation. The army, in one of their like pillaging types of things, they found this what would you call it? See, I'm trying to use military terms, but basically the army went out and they looted this place, brought it back, and then Darius's crew kind of broke into this little thing, and they stumbled upon this green mage tome, and they take it, and he's able to actually, he like opens it, and he's not supposed to or whatever. He opens it, and something happens, and they find out that he has it, and they're chasing him down, but he escapes, and he has to flee the Grassland Nation. He flees north to the nation where he meets all the rest of the party. So that's the full backstory there. But he has this green mage tome, and he joins the army in the nation to the north. Why don't they take the book from him if it's a super rare thing? Well, the magic has to be bound to him, and only he can cast it. So I don't know. That's kind of some of the other question marks there. So now I'm going to go to the chat and see what you guys are thinking of right here, right? We got some super chats. Here we go. HC Magic, what's up, HC? Because you, the DC, have changed how I game forever. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Hi, Coach. Sorry I'm late. What's up, new DM 107? Warlocks. What is up with warlocks pretending to be other classes in your games, Coach? Scatterbug, you're so right. I did a 2-shot, 3-shot thing, and there was a paladin that was actually a warlock. So that's really funny. Or as a warlock that was posing as a paladin. So that's really funny. I love that. Yes, I love that sounds. Hey, everyone, how's it going? Oh, another HC Magic double super chat. Thanks, DC, for making my games great. $10 total super chat just to thank me for doing what I love doing. Man, I appreciate that. I really do love. That's why I do this, man. That's so awesome. Okay, so DeBronchi, that's because it's HC Magic. That's awesome. Okay, so he bonded with it. Maybe the spirit of long dead mage of the Forest Nation. Interesting. I want it to kind of tie in more with the nature, though, right? Necromancy. Interesting. I'd love to see your world and have an image to share. Thanks. Nature, celestial, arcane, and cursed magic. Yeah, I think cursed magic might be an interesting way, like the opposite of celestial. Maybe nature's opposite from arcane and celestial's opposite from cursed or whatever. Plane of Mechanus is infiltrating. Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't introduce Mechanus here, because opposite of Mechanus is like limbo, and I did a whole thing on limbo. And nature, I would say, would be more the beast lands, and opposite from that would be God. Do I have it as Gehenna? No, not Gehenna. Not Hades. See, I should have to look at my wheel, because it's not. Oh no, it is the Acheron. Anyway, but again, I don't think I see this going in a planes direction. I want to, because all my DC video and Q&A already made 3 games next level. If I can pay, can I come in for sure? I become a patron. I just wait. It's not. This game is not with patrons. This is a real life in person game. I'm starting back up for the first time, if that's what you're asking. So what if put their spirit in the book, then they themselves disappearing from the Forest Nation? Interesting. Like they. Ooh. Wait a second. What if it's someone? What if the book is a spirit of the forest that put themselves in a book and was waiting for the right target? Okay, I'm gonna run off on something real quick. What if this forest spirit said, just hit me? What if there's in the forest, right? So the desert nation, was taken over by this thing and erased off of the world, and is harder to find. There's this Bermuda Triangle thing going, and then this thing went to the Forest Nation, and in the Forest Nation that is now gone, the spirit has like sealed itself in a book to protect itself, right? So they didn't die to this thing, and then the book's sitting there, and then through some sort of thing, the Grasslands people find it, and they can't do anything with it. Nothing really happens, and then it's passed on. But the only reason that Darius is able to touch it is because he's from the Desert Nation. He's from this maybe we call it Fey touched. Maybe we call it like he's Fey touched. He's oh, what if he's been to the Feywild, and that's the only reason that he can get the magic is because he's been there, but he doesn't remember that he's been there because he has amnesia because he had been there. And that's why, okay, hold up. Okay. So, okay, Fey touched, because of history in Desert Nation and the amnesia there. Spelling. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. Hold on, let me see who said that. Who said that thing that sparked me to say that? What if one thing I'm putting in the book sales from disappear? Yeah, Braun Gast. That's a solid little thought there. It sparked me up. Tie his race, perhaps the type of race he was directly tied to the ancient Forest Nation. Yeah, Fastian, that's really interesting too. I feel like it definitely needs to be tied to the race, but I almost want him to be tied to the desert race. And that's why, because he's Fey touched, because maybe the Fey plane is like overlapping it or something, or that's why it's like ripping from the center and spreading out, and then it kind of stops. And there's another one, it's in the Forest Nation, it's spread out and it stopped, and then another one's gonna happen, and they gotta figure out, I don't know. Tied to a race, yeah, but okay, cool. That sounds like it'd be like he's the last of the Forest Nation, being at last point. Vessel of some kind. All good. Don't watch the live chats very often. Just want to let you know how much I love what you're doing. P.S. Your streams have come a very long way. Look awesome. Thanks, dude. Thanks, HC. I see you. The tome is made from the hide of a unicorn. Ooh, interesting. What it's made from. That'd be interesting. What tome is made from? Like just that could be a nice little clue there. A void demon that feeds off nature magic, a king a la cur, sword in the stone. I like that direction. What if the amnesia happened when you leave the Feywild? Yes, that's actually how that Admiral Rum. That's how the amnesia happens. Is when you leave the Feywild, there's a wisdom saving throw. Although actually, I would personally reflavor it to an intelligence saving throw because it has to do with your memory. And to see if you remember what happened, and if you fail that, then you don't remember, and maybe if you nat 1 fail that, you get wiped, right? So oh baby, that's why the desert is the way it is. Yes, love it. What amnesia happens when you first leave the Feywild? What if the amnesia happens when you leave? Yeah, exactly, you wouldn't even remember what happened in there. Is he a reincarnated druid or ranger of some kind? Why not tie it in with the lineage too? Yep, exactly. Okay, cool. Tome for ancient sand dragon. That's cool. Out of the creature tree. Okay, cool. So there you go. There's that one. All right. I feel really good about that. And some sparks there for what's happening. So next part, we're gonna, instead of going to the players, because I'm trying to think about how to share this with you guys, because in the session 0, it was like, oh, my character, and they said all these things, and then we started talking about the nations, and then they started tying themselves like, oh, I ran away from the. So it was kind of like a very fluid thing, and now I have the end result of that very fluid thought process. So I probably should start with the nations though. So we're gonna go nations. All right, here are the 8 nations. Okay, as I have named them very beautifully. Nation 1. Mark of the Fae that has his memories connect him to this Fae. Oh yeah, I love the whole amnesia thing or memory thing. It gives me so much room as a dungeon master. Baby. So later all going to work in the morning. Later HC Magic. Thanks again, man. Are there dragons, John Brady? I don't know if there's dragons. As badly as I want there to be dragons, I'm leaning towards no. Maybe in the forest there's one. I don't know, but I want to I think dragons might, I don't know. I'm going to say kind of no. All right. Anyway, So Nation 1 is a meditation and peace. One of the players made this one. The theme of the nation is it's all about meditation, enlightenment, and peace. The entire structure, there is not a government. There's not like a governing body. It's like, I don't even know what the proper term for it is, but it is, the government pays for everyone's food, everyone's shelter. The government pays for everything. And all you have to do as a citizen is find yourself and become more enlightened, to become a higher version of yourself, right? Enlightened. Okay. And their main export is magic items because they don't need anything. They don't need material possessions. They sell it all and give it all away. And that's how they have all this money to help their populace live. Communism. There we go. Okay. This is Diego. This is Notion. Or yeah, nation. No, it's called Notion, but it says nations. That's actually kind of funny. Anyway, it's perfected communism. Okay, cool. There we go. Nah, the structure is communism. But I actually think there might be a little bit of Wizard of Oz vibes going on here, and I have a twist right here of it's secretly evil and selling powerful magic items to bad people, harvesting the minds and souls of the population, and planting wrong thoughts in their head, giving them visions and stuff like that. Those are the twists, right? The players didn't say any of that. They just said, oh, it's a meditation nation, da, da, da. And I'm like, what if, right? So that's Nation 1. Nation 2 is basically the church. It's like, it is religion is, there's pretty much only one religion, and there's other small branches of stuff, but there's basically one major religion that views only one God, and it is a very kind of in your face kind of their main export is faith or witnessing. They don't really have an export, which is kind of strange. How do they not have an export? Interesting. Sketchy, right? Its structure is, they say that they say that their government structure is just the word of God himself, but it's actually secretly a priest who's spoken to, kind of like the Pope situation, and they're spoken to, but they actually have twisted, and this is kind of the question mark. I could totally have this be just a nice place and everything, but I feel like not. I feel like there's some sketchy stuff going on here, or at least the potential for some sketchy stuff going on here, right? So this posing fake priest is getting the word of God is speaking to him and telling him to do things, but it's actually his own secret plans and motives. And yeah. And they believe you have to believe in order to live in the city, and their crusaders go on big searches for lost relics. But I think they're actually going on secret missions to different places and going to places where there's being supposedly a lost relic, and they go there and do things and get access to these locations that they otherwise wouldn't have. And then they found a relic. Which was like planted or something. So I think there's some sketchy stuff going on with the church, right? Yeah, no conflict equals no story. Paul, 100% agree. Love it. So I definitely think there's some sketchy stuff going on with the church. And if there is some sort of like BBEG type situation, I don't know, they're going to be tied to it in some way. So there's Nation 2. Nation 3 is the coastal region. It is a council type structure, meaning there's multiple people that kind of represent and make decisions. And the council is separated out along all the different places along the coast. So the coast is basically a very wide stretched nation, as far as the structure of it goes. And there is like settlements and towns and cities all along the coast that form the coastal nation. So it's very odd shaped. It's not like a big capital it's like along the coast, which is interesting and different. Exports fish and oils. Okay, cool, done. And then Nation 4 is the grasslands. We already talked about them. They have one king that rules over it all, and it's the big, huge military situation. Done, boom. Nation 5 are in the mountains. And this is kind of like, imagine, like, what's that thing in Lord of the Rings where they're like in some sort of mountain pass and it's extremely hard to get to because it's so well protected in the mountains, and they just shoot arrows down and it's like impenetrable. I don't know. That's kind of like what this is. They're up in the mountains, and they have archers for their main defense. And the city's just made up of a bunch of misfits, a bunch of people that don't really want to mess with like all the nation stuff, and they just kind of keep to themselves up in the mountains. They have exports of minerals and metals and crystals and stuff like that, which is going to be really important for Nation 6, which is where the players come from, but you'll see why here in a second. So I really like the mountain nation. I think it's going to be kind of interesting kind of thing. They kind of keep to themselves off in the distance. I don't know. But I'm going to skip over here to Nation 8, the Cold Nation, and I'm thinking about merging these two together. The Cold Nation's like super frozen and like a frosted tundra type situation. They have a king as their leader. I don't know what their export is, and that's really all I have on it, because one of the players said they came from a place that's really cold, so I was like, oh, there'll be a Cold Nation. But I feel like if you take a big step back, and this is like a little mini timeout situation here. If you take a big step back, there's a lot of nations. In fact, I'll go back to this setup. There's a lot of nations. I don't want there to be too many. You know, imagine if I had 15, like what? Like it starts, the more you add, the less punch each of them have. Now, if you only had 3, there's a lot less stuff you can do with 3. So what's the magic number? Is it 5, 6, 7? I don't know. So I'm thinking somewhere in the 5, 6, 7 range, right? So 8 I feel like is probably too much. So I think 7's going to be my max here. So I really do want to condense some of these things down, right? And that's also, keep in mind, nations that are left over, because there is the desert nation, there is the forest nation, all this other kind of stuff, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. I'm going to combine the mountains slash cold here. Oh, I see, I can't do slashes in the mountain cold. Cold. And then the structure, we're going to say that's a king. We'll steal the king from over here. And then nation 8 is now gone. So nation 8's gone. Cool. And then cool. All right, so nation 8 we'll just put there, and we'll have a question mark because we're probably not going to have a nation 8. And then that's nation 5. Nation 6 is where the player's home is from. After I finish these nations, I'll check back in with the chat. Nation 6 is where they're from. It's the player's homeland, which we'll get into kind of what that means. They have a council structure because I think that's usually the best type of situation for where they're from. It kind of keeps things, you know, I don't know. I think that just makes sense for the neutral place for them to be. Exports is stone and lumber. They're going to be at the base, so they're mountains, and then there's them, and then there's the grasslands area below them. So they're at the kind of the base hills of the mountains, and there's a little bit of forest section around where they are, but not like the main forest nation section. All right. Okay, cool. And then the curveball here is that nation 6 was built on top of a fallen civilization. So maybe nation 6 is built on top of the forest nation. Maybe if I restructure it to where the mountains are up here, and then they're at the base of the mountains, and then this is where the forest nation was. Oh my God, this is where the forest nation was, and then they've built their civilization on the edge of the forest on part of what was the old forest nation, and then below that's the grassland nation, and that's kind of that forest buffer is what protects them from the grassland nation. Huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, so I'm still in this view. Let me go. Oh, actually, okay. And then the nation 7's the desert. So I think it like my players. It's a rumor, but I think it's a rumor because it used to be a nation, and now it's like a ruined nation, or now it's a twisted nation, or it's a nation that's in the different plane or something. I don't know. That'd be crazy. And I said this in the thing. It's a rumored mystery nation. Can you see it? It's a rumored mystery nation. Rolling dudes with storms that shift and change. Is it good or evil? I don't know, right? So let me go back to the chat. Ava with a $2 super chat. Only I can kill Bug. I'm pretty sure. Yep, Ava killed Bug with the boss chat. Nice. Okay, yeah, pretty much. Okay, cool. And then let's see. Let's look at the rest of the stuff. P.S. How's the Kickstarter going? It's going crazy, actually. Thanks for asking. Okay, we're at the communism stuff. Meditation Nation. Haha. I love it. Silver Walnut. I love it. Oligarchy, theocracy. Okay, y'all are all talking about all that stuff. Helm's Deep. There it is. Exolani, yes. Draconic, yes. I see it. That's right. Goblins in the mountains. Ice dwarves. Carve stuff out of ice. Magical ice. Interesting. Feywild's acting as a negative to the material plane, where the desert is sparsest, the Feywild is thickest. Ah, interesting. It went to the forest. It went to the desert, and then it went to the forest. So maybe it's trying to. Okay. There's something. I don't want to go down that road too much. I like that though. The Hornbug. What? Nation 8 and the fortified nation could be the same. Nation 8 and the fortified. Yeah. That's actually, we're synced up there. Just the craft, we're synced up. Become part of the crew. That's my Nightbot. Okay, I just read 2 Nightbot things about Patreon and Discord. Oops. 8 and 5 together. 8 and 5. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, 100%. John Brady, Lemon Angry Jam has a really good video about how you can how many gods there should be. Yeah. Works for nations too. Yeah, I totally agree. Too many. It was just become not a thing. And I want to do a whole world building video series, but I just gotta. There's so many other things, to make. So much no time. It's crazy. The positive stream later. Okay, okay, where are we at? I feel like I missed the comment. Where are we at? Oh, it got deleted. That's weird. Okay. Draconic. DM my first campaign using ACEC. Oh, from your video because I really like the concept. Awesome, Benz. Thanks, Benz. That's cool. I hope you like it. Chronicles of the Imaginary and Graphic. What? I like the prime number rule. Oh, yeah, the prime number rule. Yeah. 3, 5, 7, 13. What if the Feywild sucking desert's essence into the Feywild, becoming more vibrant? Ooh, the desert becomes drier and more desolate. Feywild sucking the desert essence, so the Feywild becomes more vibrant, and desert becomes more drier and more desolate. I definitely think there's something going. I think that's the thing that gets makes the most sense. Oh, Aiden K, what's up? You subbed yesterday and you want to shout out. What's up, Aiden K? What's up, Aiden K? Welcome to the crew. The desert was once the forest. Ooh, the desert was once the forest. What if the desert was once the forest, and that means now the forest is becoming more dry and desolate, and the forest is like dying and decaying and turning into desert type land, and then the next place is going to have the same thing happen. Ooh, and it's like all just eroding and dying away. Interesting. The BBEG is climate change. Derek Hammer. That's funny. The desert was once the forest. Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, cool. I like that. The desert being once the forest nation. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so here's some other things that I want to throw out there. Forest ruins. Let me just shift it back here. Okay, forest ruins, swamps. We are probably one chunk away from a massive brainstorm here. And oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. All right, I gotta hurry up. Swamps, underground, underwater. Okay, cool. There's my nation template thing there. Cool. And then back to the players. Okay, so the rest of the players here, and then we're gonna go to the big overarching thing. So I'm gonna share with you the players, and then the player I just shared with you was the player that gave me the most backstory, and the rest of the players didn't give me as much backstory, so I'm going to be able to tell you them a little bit easier. But there's a lot of little gaps there that we can fill in stuff on, right? And then overall, we have all the big world story stuff in this final world story thing right here. All right, so also, by the way, here's all the NPCs. We got a platoon, we got all these different people. These are all the people they made. I got to put these in there. So anyway, I just want to show you all that. All right, so next character is Q. Queskuasar is that character's name, but he goes by Q. They are secretly a warforged. All right, I say secretly because the players think that he's a human that lost his left arm. Okay, they think he's a human that lost his left arm because we were talking about like all this stuff, and then me and him were private messaging. It's like, what if like the secret is that he's a warforged. He is entirely made of something. He's sentient in some sort of strange way, and it's strange because this is more of a low magic world. If that was found out, that's crazy. And now with some of the stuff y'all are saying, maybe he plays into this big picture in a big way of what I'm thinking. So he's a warforged, which that's extremely rare and crazy. And then he's a barbarian. He has amnesia from when he was created. Like he was just created and he woke up in the forest. His backstory, which I don't have it written down here, his backstory was he woke up in the forest. He just was literally like came into being inside of the forest, which y'all see how much importance that means. And through traveling in the forest, he found some old man. Another thing in Darius's backstory, they found some old man. So I have kind of puppeteered mastered them into, I just kind of threw it at him as like offhanded statements. Oh, you found somebody. Oh, you found somebody. So maybe there's this similar old man that they all found, right? So Q found this old man in the forest and was able to kind of get some sort of disguise to have an illusion projection over his face. So he's protected, but it's only his face. That's what I told the player. I said, all right, I'm going to give you basically a mask of many faces, but it's only from the neck up that you can disguise. Everything else, if you take your glove off, it's going to reveal your other hand and all that other kind of stuff. So he's on point now, and there's going to be some things that possibly reveal this secret of his, but I told him to pick one party member to share that secret with, and he shared it with Clara. So Clara also knows that he is a Warforged, but it's going to make sense once we talk about Clara. And then, so yeah, he has a lot of amnesia from when he woke up, and he is now kind of trying to like tinker on himself and improve himself in some way, but he has some sort of mission, and I feel like it's something that has to like protect the forest, and he has this voice that talks into his head of like, protect the forest, and or some sort of like protect, and it's vague at first. I don't want him to necessarily know that it's protect the forest. You just keep hearing the word protect, and whenever he's in the forest, he's going to hear it more often. I'm going to do different clues to kind of sprinkle that in there with him. So that's some big stuff. So I'm going to be looking through the chat here in a second on some nuggets there. What's his true origin? Who created him? Is he a forest protector? Whenever this happens, is one created, right? Is there another one out there? Whenever the desert thing happened and the desert nation was gone, was there something spawned then? And was one of these Warforged created then? And there's one more out there in the world somewhere? Does it happen every time right before? Or right after it's done? It probably make more sense of right after it's done. So then the forest thing happened, and right after the forest was done, he was created. And maybe I can get the timelines down to where I can make sure he knows about how long it's been for him. And then now I have a little nugget to reveal about how long the forest happened, and see if he can put that together as a player and puzzle piece that thing. And there's that. That's Q. He's a barbarian, and yeah, cool, done. I actually don't know what this subclass is going to be too. I'm really interested to see what he does with that. So anyway, and then yeah, I'm gonna go hit these last two players, and then we're gonna do the big brainstorm. So Clara is a human, who actually is a human artificer, human artificer. And that's why Q told Clara, because she's an artificer and does tinkering stuff with, tech type things. He's literally made of, it's like I don't want to say robot, because it's not a robot. It's not electricity and not circuit boards and all that kind of stuff. No. It is magical tech. So that's why he told her, and she can repair him. Also, in my world, Warforged cannot be healed by natural means. So if the warlock nature caster person who has access to healing spells through the druid spell list, if he heals this Warforged, it's not going to work at all, and that's going to be really interesting. But Clara is going to have the mending cantrip, which I'm going to have. I have a spell tome homebrew situation you can look at. It's a healing cantrip. She's going to have that she can use on him only, but it costs hit dice for her to use it. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But so yeah, only Clara can heal Q, and Q can't be healed by potions, don't work on him, other things like that. So that'll be really interesting to see how that goes. But anyway, she's an artificer. But the cool thing about Clara is she has a pet cat. She has a pet cat that is magical, and she gets her magic from the cat. That's a key part there. It's basically kind of like a warlock situation. She really wanted the cat, and she really wanted to have the magic come from the cat. I told her the cat is alive and can be killed, etc. But I have some things in place just in case, because our magic does come from there, and that's a whole thing. But I don't want to dive down that. She gets her magic from her cat, and then now this is also this is like a warlock cat patron. It's a cat, which has to do with nature, which is this whole nature vibe situation. Maybe she found the cat when the forest thing happened, and the cat left the forest to go to her, who's in the nation just north of the forest, and she found it in the forest. And I can talk to her about her backstory and be like, oh yeah, you found this cat like near the forest edge, and no. And yeah, so there's the cat. And then the last character of the four characters' name is Odin. And this player is 2 warlock campaign again. It's funny, I don't think she's going to actually be a warlock. I don't think she's going to take any levels in warlock or anything like that, but I definitely think there's a warlock vibe to her character, which is interesting, because I have a warlock class that is structuring themselves like a wizard using the druid spell list, so very, very divorced from a warlock. Druid spell list, wizard structure, but they're still a patron, right? Which fun for me. And then my other player is doing an artificer, like 100% artificer, but they have this little cat curveball that's basically a warlock patron. I think it's really fun. I take it as a compliment, because they know that me as a dungeon master, I'm really going to run with that kind of stuff. So I love doing that. And they probably know me well enough to know that I am going to run with that. But guys, the last character here, the last character You guys get one guess. You guys get one guess to see what class this last character is. You're probably gonna guess wrong because you're not gonna see it coming. But if any of y'all guess right, I will be shocked. What this last character is, and it's not on the screen too, so you're not gonna be able to guess it. So let me get caught up in the chat before you start brainstorming some more here. This is going to be uploaded later, Evie. I think you might have been too late to read that. He's a synth from Fallout 4. Best backstory was amnesia. Yep. And then Desert Nation, nastiest monster with a look at its center. Feywild separated from the world, left behind a desert. Oh, the Feywild separated from the world and left behind a desert. It's almost like it sucks it dry. It sucks the world dry, whatever it was, right? And maybe it was something else, but then it like eroded it entirely. And it protects its secrets. It like hides its secrets by all the shifting and stuff, so you can't get to the center to find out what. Old man could be a sage of spirits of sorts to try and counteract it. Maybe the old man is trying to put people in the right direction. Interesting. Relic Warforged in the stasis, but my magic was more prominent. Once said I said it once, but you missed it. But what if the desert had a city that held back a great evil and kept others of magic out while they entered? Oh, interesting. So the desert. Ooh. Okay, back to the story. Back to the thing here, Sparks. Desert. Protected. Protected / held a great evil and kept people away from it. Mountain nation protection. Okay. And then what if all of the water's there? What if all the water's there? They see this species collecting their water, and they're violent because they see more people coming and destroying their planet. I'm going to be streaming games. This one I want to, but I got a bunch of stuff to be able to have that happen. What if the Warforged spawned from a previous preventative measure? Ooh, preventative measure. That's pretty interesting. Warforged, a spawn for preventative measure, but they don't know how to use them, so they have to learn. What I'm thinking there is the Warforged, maybe like the legend or the lore states that the Warforged have came to be protect, and they need to be imbued with this and get to this, and the nations need to come together to be able to go to the desert and seal it back away. That's interesting. Go back to desert to seal it away. Oh, he becomes the vessel for it. What? All right. Half archphase leeching from the MP, turning one vibrant into a desert with war leeching away. Yeah, I see that. Romeo and Juliet, forest spirit, and arcane wizard. Yeah, I see it. I see the opposites there. Made a Warforged protected from the Fey and evil entity. Gonna stream games. The desert's mission is the Feywilds. Desert Nation is in the Feywild. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. There was once many forests, mountains, cold grassland civilizations we people think of a forever dream. Attack on Titan, maybe. I have not seen Attack on Titan, but they think it's a fever dream. Oh, I see. So there was more of them, and I think that'd be interesting to have that there was something that was before the desert, or maybe the desert was the first one, and that makes more sense for the desert to be the first one. Or maybe there's another section somewhere else in the world. In the mountains, in the cold. What if the cold? Cold is also destroyed and memory lost. Interesting. So the thought I had there is, what if the cold place? So the desert was taken, and the cold is also taken. It's all cold there. Nobody ever goes back there, and it's actually happening right now. And like maybe right now is when it's happening. Oh, but we combine the cold and the mountains. We combine the cold and the mountains together. So what if the mountains, and you'll see some rumors I have here. Actually, it's kind of on screen right now. I think it's right here. The mountains. Bermuda Triangle, coastal nation. Where the heck is it? Sparks? Plot hooks. Oh yeah, mountains have a secret location that's being heavily guarded. What if this secret location is because it's starting to happen in the mountains? It's starting to happen there, and no one really knows about it because they're so heavily guarded. So it's going to be happening right now, and unless the players go there to figure that out, or it's going to happen to the mountains and it's too late. And then I don't know. That's really interesting. It's really interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna get caught up in the chat. Displacer Kitten, 2 Warlock campaign. The cat is the old man. Ooh, the cat is the old man. That's really funny. That's really funny. I kind of like that. I kind of think that's kind of cool. Do they still have a pact magic, or they still have spell casting for your druid? Oh no, it's spellcast. They well, actually, red guy, it's a different magic system entirely, so that actually doesn't matter. But I would say I would do full spell casting, because they're using the druid spell list and more so like a wizard, so it would be spell slots, but I'm using a different magic system, so it's actually neither of those. Okay, another warlock, wild magic slinger. Let's see if anybody caught it. Gunslinger, blood hunter, monk. Monk was kind of close. Scion, another warlock. Fighter, no. Rogue, bard, rogue, ranger, bard, fighter. Homebrew class, yes. Snaz is technically correct. 2SS, because it's a sweater. What? Traditionally, I do traditional, obvious, going to be different in 4 forged organic components like wood. Could having spells heal for half because they fixed the wood part. Interesting. Exilhaney. What if they were made of wood? Well, okay, so no. I was gonna say that sounds really cool, and they could be like a wood treant type person, but they've already heavily got excited about a left arm that is a tech mech left arm, so I can't do that. That's pretty cool though. What if Warforged liked wood woads? What? Woad? Oh yeah, I think that's the same thing. Just a golem possessed by a dryad pretending to just help stop the Fae. What app are you using? It's Notion. Yeah, Notion. Notion. Pugilist, Keymaster. Oh, Chimera. DC Chimera. Got it. He is a Keymaster. Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Keymaster class. So, the last player. There you go. I knew you'd include a homebrew class, DC Snaz. You got it. You gotta know, bro. You gotta know. Odin is a Super Saiyan class, which sounds crazy and sounds like, oh my god, that's so stupid. Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z, oh my god. And I'm not gonna lie, one of my other players was like, wait, really? Like, what's the super? He's gonna be Super Saiyan? Like, wait, what? Oh, come on! Like, I thought we were gonna. Oh, and I was like, wait a second. Because it's a low magic setting, right? It's a low magic setting, and you gotta be able to explain and reflavor how you do things through the current campaign setting. So with Super Saiyan, he's not going to be a Super Saiyan. If y'all know Dragon Ball Z, you go Super Saiyan, your hair turns blonde, and you're like, powering up. It's not going to be like that. Look at the group. Stop. Time out. Look at the group. Clara is an artificer. I want to see if y'all try and say it before I do. Try and see where you think I'm going with this transformation for a Super Saiyan that's going to be totally different. How am I going to reflavor the Super Saiyan to make sense in the world? Clara is an artificer. It's a huge hint. Clara is an artificer. Q is literally a warforged made entirely from tech. The Super Saiyan is going to be a human that is a very strong fighter, very strength, basically imagine like a strength-based monk. Strong punches and stuff, super good at fighting with his hands only, but he's going to be enhanced through the tech that the artificer puts onto his body. And over time, Super Saiyans don't get transformation until 5th level, and it's not going to be a transformation. It's going to be a tech-based, almost, if you want to, at the high-end level, it'd be like a Gundam suit or some sort of like mech gear that boosts them. So there's going to be some sort of armor attachments that he's going to have on himself. He's going to have like an Iron Man hand blaster thing to shoot the blast. So it's not going to be Kamehameha. It's going to be artificered gear that's put onto his body and tinkered and tested through downtime and through grueling things I'm going to put these people through to upgrade his armor to get him to be able to unlock stuff. And I've already talked to him. I was like, all right, Super Saiyan's a little out there, so maybe on your range attack rolls are going to be at disadvantage until they can tinker you up and get that thing fixed. Okay, sweet. And then whenever you go Super Saiyan, it's not going to be going Super Saiyan. You're going to get a bunch of buffs for a limited amount of time. You're going to get all the same things that the class says you get, but you're going to get them from this big freaking like thing that the artificer and the warforged are going to help you create onto your body. Freaking so cool is that, right? Freaking Zords, yes. Power Rangers Zord, let's go. Like Beast Wars Gundam, let's go. All right, let me see here. Whoa, AJ Pickett, what's up, AJ Pickett? What's up, AJ Pickett? Thanks for swinging by, man. After one of my vids, I got the next video thumbnails of your live stream. What's up, man? What's up, AJ? Oh, that's funny. Can he Kamehameha? I mean, not at level 1, but yes, he will be able to Kamehameha. Although it's technically not Kamehameha because that was copyrighted, so I called it like Key Block or Key Wave or something like that. But yes, he will be able to do that. But in order for him to do that, he's going to really have to upgrade this thing and get on the other hand and be able to channel the energy and it not short circuit. I'm going to make him go through a whole bunch of roleplay stuff to be able to figure out this, tech suit that he's getting built for himself, which is freaking sweet, right? How sweet is it that one of the players class is having to be built by the artificer? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so 8 Nation is Atlantis. John Brady, you're one step ahead of me. Oh my god, John Brady, we're tying it together here. Atlantis Nation is one of the Fey touched fallen nations, and the boat, the amnesia boat. What? All right, cool. All right, that was great. I don't know, that little moment I had just then, y'all don't understand what I just had happen, but there you go. All right, and so the last thing about Odin is he was a orphan type situation where he was like fighting. He always got picked on. He learned how to fight. He became a street fighter in this not like that. I became a street fighter in this place. There's some other things going on there, but it doesn't really. Oh, actually, this is relevant. He has a somewhat case of lycanthropy. Part of his backstory, and this is actually, if you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z, the Great Ape, Ozaru, whatever, he has a lycanthropy type situation going on with that, and he keeps having it happen at weird times, and people around him get destroyed. He doesn't remember. Oh! He doesn't remember what happens when he shifts into it because it's a ape type, fey creature type lycanthropy that he shifts into, and he doesn't remember because the fey memory stuff, and he shifts back and he has no memory of it whatsoever because of the whole fey memory thing, and he's also connected to the memory situation. So let's go. Okay, Sparks, Warforged, got it. Cole, Amnesia, lycanthropy is from Fae and forgets because of that. Okay, I'll go back and fix this. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, cool. That's why he has it, and he's in there now. Why does he have it? He's some sort of maybe the why did he get bit by the lycanthropy situation? I'll tackle that thing later, but there's that big picture. And then now we're going to the story with plot hooks, and this is the last big part here. Like a pugilist, yes, Fukushio. He's a fucking Gundam. EVQT, yes. Sounds like a great character idea. Awesome. What do you want to do with the Warforged healing? Sounds like 3.5e. Interesting. Titan, cyborg. Yeah. Artificer, armorer. Yep. Like button, everybody. Thanks, AJ. Are you sure you're not going to be playing Rifts? What's Rifts? Iron Man suit 1.5, Titanfall, Texan unicorn. He starts off a human and ends as Iron Man. Yes. See, I don't know what Rifts is. It's Morphin time. Oh my god, it's going to be epic. I love it. Later, Derek. Kickstarter is I keep reading Nightbot's comments. Sonic Boom. All right, Archfey is trying to release the evil and using people as they erase their memories so they can find out. Interesting. Archfey that is trying to release an evil and is using people erasing their memories so they can find out. Interesting. Okay. All right. So this is the last part here, and then I'm gonna go full on brainstorm mode with you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. So here's some plot hooks, right? Grassland nations picking fights with other nations to expand their territory, large central location. Cool. Church crusaders are searching around and going out and looking for things. Church crusaders are rolling all over the place. Also, real quick, leave a comment down here if you have any ideas. I'm going to be checking the comments probably the next couple of days as I'm kind of rolling through this and seeing what kind of things are there that I might snag and throw into the game. I'm going to do more of these live streams, giving you up to date on kind of what's happening with all this kind of stuff. I'm actually also starting a second channel that's going to be going over all this kind of stuff, but that's I haven't even posted it yet. So that's the first time I've actually said that to the public. So there we go. And then, okay, so here's the rest of the hooks and rumors and twists and stuff. And then y'all just start saying stuff of how you're seeing this whole thing go together. I'll run through it and see what sparks, and then we'll call it a day here. So here's the final home stretch of homebrew ness right here, right? Grassland's king is dead. Oh, here we go. Mountains have a secret location that's being heavily guarded by them. Ooh, we actually said that is Fey encroachment. What? The Grassland's king is dead and being kept alive by necromantic magic. This I thought was a pretty interesting thing, one of the rumors that the players threw out there, but I don't know if that's going to be true. And I think this is going to be a rumor. I think it's going to be a big red herring that is happening in the Grasslands. It's a corrupted king or something like that, but it's really actually all this other stuff we've been talking about. Okay. Humans are being kidnapped and being tested on by magic. And interesting, doesn't really, I'm not seeing that tie into the whole thing. Again, I didn't know that wouldn't tie in. These are just rumors that they threw out there. But again, I'm going to probably take it and run with it a little bit, make them think it's like that. Coastal Nation has underwater ruins at its shores. Yes, underwater ruins. Destroyed city from Fey thing. The coastal nation's about to split away. One of the coastal nations is about to split away. I don't know if that really matches in there. Oh, and another thing, this is a great one. Coastal nation has a boat on its shores with a crew having amnesia. Oh my God, it all connects together, right? Because they came from the Fae. There's some sort of, in the distance, they came from the boat. They came back from this little Fae plane, and they went too far out, and then they went to the Fae plane. They came back and they forgot everything, even though they had been there. What? And then Coastal Nation. Okay, cool. So the Coastal Nation being about to be split away. I don't know. That could be just some drama stuff. Hashtag drama. Livestock being stolen. That could be just another side little thing. Fae. I don't really see it being Bermuda Hexagon Forest, and that's kind of what we talked about, the forest and the abandoned ruins in the forest. Something weird starting to happen there, and the forest is starting to erode and decay. Maybe it becomes a desert and it starts to get worse and worse. I don't know. And I think that'd be really cool to have a beast inside, but like, what could you do? Could you save the forest from being erased? You know, and like, would that be a thing that you could go in and save the forest? And that's part of the solutions in there, is to figure out how, or maybe I'm trying to think of the overarching thing of the campaign, right? Because you need something like this. Maybe there's the chain reaction of the arcs of the campaign. The first arc of the campaign leads them to the forest, and they figure out in the forest that is getting destroyed, the answer is this: we have to get this certain thing and give it to Q, who's a warforged who is sent here to protect, and it just triggered because of all this happening. We got to get this thing to Q, and then we got to get Q to the desert and be able to stop this thing from happening. I just got chills. That's really cool. All right, cool. And then, so Bermuda King inside. So then I need to go back down here for my thing. So key is to arc 1, forest, discover lore, keys as to what needs to happen. Arc 2, get pieces to do that thing. Arc 3, get to desert and win. Shifting sand dunes from rumored Sand Nation. It's a rumor because it used to be a thing, but now it's not. Disease spreading across the land. Rumor. Now I'm going to tie the disease. I'm going to tie the disease to the dead king and the necromancy magic, right? So this is all false. That's false. Rumors of being the kids and that stuff, that's false. This is also drama. Livestock being stolen is also false. Drama. What? Oops. I guess I could do this. That'd be fancy. There you go. Livestock being stolen. Shifting sand dudes. That's real. Bottomless pit somewhere. I don't even know if I'm going to use that. Savage bound of roaming savages. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use that either. Okay, cool. And there's the sparks. We all talked about this. Okay, sweet. Now to the chat. And then we're already over time for the stream, so we'll be wrapping up here once I read through the chat. So let's see what we got here, guys. Sonic Boom was the last thing I remembered. Maybe we're erasing their memory for their own good. Oof, that's deep. That's deep. Erase memory for own good. I don't know. That's just so deep. It just hit me. Oh, I gotta have to think about that. Magni Blast. Okay. Church Crusaders could be looking for the Warforged. Oh, baby. Church is looking for the Warforged because they know that is the key. Oh my God. Who just said that? The church, Warforged. Where is it? Where we at? Where we go? Magni Blast, Atlantis' nation. Okay, wait. So, is there somewhere we can find the super clans? Aaron Floyd, a Super Saiyan class is on my website. It's one of the PDFs on my website. DC 10 for 10% off of all the stuff on the website. There you go, guys. Blue Comet, maybe Atlantis Sea Nation. All right, who said the? Oh, I gotta find it again. Okay. Maybe the Atlantis nation, the sea is trying to dry out, the desert is spreading, which caused the conflict to spread to other nations. I'm rolling blue, it's morphin time. Heavy false hydra. Might not hold the artifact class type. Okay, cool. Atlantis nation. Okay, cool. Sonic Boom. All right, now we're back. Android 17. I love homebrew magic system. I'm interested. Ooh, that's a hot topic. I did that in the last video. Erasing the memory for their own good. There we go. Church Crusader. Silver Walnut. Inspiration for you, dude. That was a really cool idea. Rifts are a Magitech post supernatural apocalyptic game by Paladin Books. Oh, AJ. Okay, gotcha. I did not know that. Some good vids on Rift. Yeah, I see. I know nothing about Rifts. I'm gonna have to check out those vids, AJ. DC exclusive announcement of a new channel. You heard it here first. Church Crusaders working for the Archfey, trying to find relics to get to the desert city and release the evil. Ooh, what if the church is, and they're looking for to kill it. That's interesting. They're looking to kill it, or do the opposite of what the players need to do to release it fully. Interesting. And maybe where the church goes, Fey magic follows. Guys, is the patron of the warlock patron, are they evil? Are they a Fey patron that is trying to... Do I do that to him? I don't know. I gotta think about that one. What do y'all think about the Fey patron for the warlock? Because I don't know. It feels kind of bad maybe to have his patron just be a straight the BBEG type situation. But I would be the player that is the warlock is my longest running player. He was the best man at my wedding. So if I'm gonna throw something like that at anybody, it would be at him. So do I make... All right, I want to ask you guys, where does the warlock patron of the warlock fit into this big picture? Are they the good force, or are they the literal BBEG themselves? That's crazy. Okay, let's continue down here. Page might intercept the magic transport. Church Crusaders, Archfey. Okay, yeah, we're back. If the party goes to the mountains around 8th level, you can have them approach the gate and being attacked by a white dragon. Oh, hey, the frozen, like the little dragon from freaking Dark Alliance. The Grass Nations is on the hunt for an artifact. Expanding. Grass Nation expanding so they can find more artifacts. I don't know. That's kind of got a little weak there towards the end. Civil War hot button. What? Aquatic fortress made of levitating lake with frozen fortifications. The magic testing is actually the mountains trying to figure out why people are suffering from the amnesia. Ooh, the testing people. testing, kidnap being tested for magic, or we're actually going to make this back into a real thing. Wait, what? All right, we're going to take this. I keep trying to highlight stuff whenever you can just really simply move it like that. Testing amnesia reversal. Interesting. I like that. Unicorns love fortresses. Joe Cherry's here. Platinum in the house and gold from the Kickstarter. Heck yeah. Aquatic Nation. Oh god, I keep getting jumped around here. Aquatic Nation using magic to drain water from the land to raise the lake levels before the flood the coastal areas. Ooh, that's a whole nother. That reminds me of the Zelda temple. But that's interesting to see what can happen whenever they're what they're taking things from, almost like it's affecting other parts of the world. Interesting. Church should be looking for the Warforged. All right, we had that right there. Feywild's capital is originally in the desert, and it was shunted into the new realm, leaving behind a Shatar-like desert. The nature Magelock was the city, and now he spent time there. Q could have been a lot more memories unlocked when he touches the artifact from the Forest Nation. Ooh, Silver Walnut. Okay, so memories, memory restore when touch artifacts. Church artifacts from. All right, so if you just saw what I just typed there, it's just that's just my brain trying to leave sentences for me to go expand on that later, because I got to wrap this up here because we're already in overtime. Old man's exiled leader of the Fae, meant certain relics now be placed in certain locations. Powerful being chips in the nation, erasing memories for their own good. That's the BBEG's mentality. Oh, interesting. Or stopping them from remembering how to all that kind of stuff, like Thanos type situation. Testing on random people, they can't remember it. Maybe the memories are being erased because when people remember certain places, Scott Kennedy, you're welcome. I got you, Silver Walnut. People remember the Feywild collide back into the Prime. True evil, the world would be bound to get more followers to play donations and worship their false idol. Maybe the desert holds a source of poison that can kill the forest completely, and the forest actually is the source of the amnesia. Ooh, flipping it around, Lemon. Fry, oh, Fry minis with the $5 super chat. So sorry I'm late. Here's a penance for super chat. Please forgive me. Did you already tell everybody about your secret upcoming $1 million giveaway? No, I didn't. I went with, instead of that, Fry, you missed it. I talked about my second channel that I'm going to be starting here instead of the $1 million. So I'm saving the $1 million for later, whenever I hit 1 million subscribers. Dear Jesus, that's insane. I don't know how Mr. Beast and all those people do. That's crazy. What's a BBEG? Big Bad Evil Guy. It's like the big boss of the campaign. Big Bad Evil Guy. Cool. The old man is a figment of their collective modified memories, or the old man is responsible for the memory wipes. Ooh, the old man. The old man. I'm going to put this in here. The old man. What? The Grass Nation's led by Snoop Dogg. Oh God. Fry Minis is top notch ideas there, bro. The Warlock Patron isn't the BBEG, but they're following orders. Feels bad, but I have a job and I expect to follow orders too. They have to convince their patron to help them and break rank. Ooh, interesting. So these grass people. So okay. Patron is kind of bad, but are connected to Faye. I don't know. Oops. What? IDK. Okay. Jar Minis, Grass Nation. What if the old man is a mage that died trying to stop the Fae? He merged with it and is now more. And the more people, amnesia people get, the more the old man can speak with them. Interesting. The old man. I think the old man's showing up. I think that definitely was some stuff I want to do with the old man. Wow, a desert created from a massive crater due to a nation being ripped into another dimension. Heck yeah, that's kind of where we're going, AJ. Yeah, and the Feywild is sucked it in and almost absorbed it, or transitioned it, or yeah, I feel like that's kind of where we're going. It's changing the world, and taking it almost like this. I'm almost imagining this like the Shadowfell and the Feywild together, as far as the the functionality of it. It's like a mirror for sure, but it's a little darker than just the normal Feywild. I know Feywild has some darkness to it, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit more twisted than that. I'm almost going to be merging a lot of those things together, but definitely going with the memory route. Shiler, hey, I made it just in time for me to be over. A renegade group of Fey doing amnesia experiments. Yeah, you'll need 1 million subscribers, man. I believe in you. Oh, dude, that'd be nuts. That'd be nuts. I mean, I'm trying to hit 100,000. That's my goal, AJ. I'm trying to hit 100,000 this year. So if we got to hit like 50K by October. So whoop, whoop. What if if you were to fuse the Shadowfell somehow since you're opposite of Feywild? Oh my God, Braun gassed. I literally just said that. Me and Braun are synced up. Braun, evil Archfey defeated Archfey. Archfey is a cat. Oh, the cat. Yeah. Evil Archfey defeated good Archfey. Good Archfey is the cat. Bad Archfey is using the church. Good Archfey is the cat. Cat is Archfey. Make patron and artifacts guiding to be found. Oh, what if the Archfey? What if the Fey have to act on the world through other people? Can't actually do it themselves through some sort of binding. Oh, what if the opposites? What if the opposites are Fey and Shadowfell instead of Celestial and Fiend, right? Maybe that's the whole situation. Got to be found. What if the church actually fragments of the greater evil, like pieces of it scattered and are inserted? I think the church. I don't know. I'm back and forth. Feywild unmodified is Archfey is lethal. Okay, so everybody, thank you guys. That was really cool. These streams are a little bit different. I know they work a little differently. They usually don't perform as well for things like the other Q&As do and all that kind of stuff, but I really wanted to show you guys the behind the scenes of kind of getting this thing going. So y'all see the whole big picture here. I really wish I had like another 30 minutes or an hour or so to do this, but I have too many things going on with the Kickstarter and videos to film and patron overhauls to do. So yeah, stay tuned for all those types of things, because that is coming. The Shadowfield's ripping apart of the Prime, but steal vitality and restore the Feywild. Ooh, the Shadowfield's ripping parts of the Prime out to steal vitality and restore the Feywild. Oh, the Shadowfield's like the and a $1 million giveaway launch. Yeah, so fun. Thanks for streaming this. Awesome, Braun. So thank you guys for doing this. This is really fun to do. I want to do this stuff more, and hopefully when I have more time to do it, I'll have more time to do these and do these for longer, because now I'm going to take this and run with it, and then I will do another update in some way. I'll probably do the update for this on the second channel, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, and just stay tuned to everything that I'm doing, and I'll post the second channel whenever it's time, because right now it's just not ready yet. And I'll keep the updated post. I'm gonna have all the stuff going about what I'm doing with this thing, and y'all see where this whole thing grows into. So I really like that I can point someone to the right direction as far as where all the stuff is. I'll probably have to re-say it though in a very cohesive, clear statement that I'll put on that second channel, so that you get the big picture after I'm done with this. And I talk to some players, and then got some session prep to do now, everybody. So thanks, AJ. Love your work, man. Must see campaign. Thanks, John Brady. Orc King is late to the show, but love your content, coach. You've helped me out so much as a new DM. Thanks, Orc King. When does he usually stream? I would love to compare how he creates the campaign to myself. Yeah, Zoom Mara. This is when I stream, usually every other Wednesday. But usually I do a Q&A back and forth. But I'll probably take some polls and stuff to see what kind of live streams y'all want to see from me. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I think that's it. We're already in overtime, so stay creative, think outside the box. And I got some trees and some Fey stuff to make now. And then I think how I'm going to end the stream is me having amnesia or something. Glad I could be here 5 minutes. Shiloh, yeah, you really came in right in time. What the heck? What am I doing? Am I streaming? What? What are all these notes? I don't remember doing this. I don't remember saying what. What time? It's 9:30. God, last time I remembered, I just sat down and it was like my head hurts. There's a chat? I don't even know what happened, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is kind of awkward. I thought I was supposed to stream it. I guess I missed it. So I must have fell asleep because I'm so tired. I don't know. Hey, so sorry guys, I can't do a stream tonight because I was late and it's already 9:30. So I forget. I have a catchphrase. I feel like there's a certain catchphrase that I say. You gotta call Amazon, jump inside that box. Lose